So the time has come for us to leave the Dolomites.
Did anyone guess where we are going? It is
Bologna!
Bologna!
If you haven't watched our last few vlogs, we are in Italy and have been travelling in a campervan across the northern region. We are about to leave the Dolomites, one of the most spectacular places we have ever visited. We decided to start making our way south towards Bologna and Florence before making it to the heart of Tuscany.
So, I had the worst night's sleep last night. The rain was coming down hard.
I think it's hail. Hail's coming down. How are we going to sleep tonight? Oh
It's so noisy in here, and we don't have any earplugs. I don't know what we're going to do. The sunburn on the back of my legs.
Oh my god, James, your legs are so sunburnt.
I had crazy dreams. But to then wake up to this view is something special. We are just so happy we managed to stay at least one night, and we're going to make the most of the rest of this morning, have a coffee, have some breakfast, and then enjoy the drive down.
And it's time to say goodbye to these incredible views in the Dolomites and head to our next destination. It's very bright.
Ciao ciao, Regima.
Bye bye, Cal. Live and learn. We didn't realise that the ticket that we had yesterday was only valid for 24 hours,
Yes.
which meant that we just got stung with another €25 bill.
Late checkout fee.
A late checkout. What?
Valid for 24 hours.
So the time has come for us to leave the Dolomites. We are so sad to be leaving, but we have had an amazing 4 days here. We're just sad that we don't have longer. You could easily spend 2 weeks here and you still wouldn't even scratch the surface. There is so much to see, it's crazy.
So now we are starting the 4-hour journey down south. We are certainly making the most of these views and these gorgeous houses whilst we still have them.
So we just did a food shop. The whole shop came to about €60 and we actually got a ton of food. So now we are starving. So we decided to just stay here and James is gonna make us a spaghetti carbonara on the side of the road. Well done. Looks so good.
How is it?
Really good. We have made it to Bologna. We are hot, sticky, hungry and tired, but we are making the trek into the city, which hopefully will only take about 10 to 15 minute walk for some proper pasta. So it is really weird going from somewhere like the Dolomites, which is super quiet, back to a bustling city. It's going to definitely take some readjusting.
I think because we thought it was going to be relatively quiet given the situation, but surprisingly people seem to be out.
We finally got a seat after only waiting about 10 minutes. It's not too bad.
So we are using Google Translate to translate Italian into English.
Should we go for the Merlot?
Yep, sounds good to me. This is yours?
That's just mine. It's so big.
That is so big. So we've got Tagliatelle Al Ragu, which is renowned for this area in Bologna. We went for the mixed meats, the mixed cheeses, and some bread on the side.
So much food.
This is spicy salami. We've got some ham, some prosciutto, some other suppressor salami. I'm in heaven. Feast.
We're in Bologna.
So let's see how it tastes.
Is it really good? Oh, I'm so excited to try it. I'm going to take like 5 seconds to eat this. So good.
Cheers. So we finished our meal at Osteria dell'Ossa. It was delicious. We are so full.
A complete food coma.
I was about to say we've got our food coma going on right now.
And we even got a takeaway because we could not finish the food. There was so much.
It was also strategic. I was like, if we don't finish it, we can have it for lunch tomorrow. We had like a litre of wine. And
next time, half a litre will be more than enough.
And they poured it way higher than
the litre was here.
The litre mark.
Like up here. I was like, okay.
So luckily, we've got a 25-minute walk back to our camper van, which is much needed considering how much food and drink we've consumed. So for now, we're gonna log off. Ciao.
Ciao. Right, James.
This is the only way to cool down. It's 35 degrees outside. I'm pretty sure it's like 40 degrees in here, so we've put the engine on, we've got the aircon on full blast, and it's slowly working. So this is the aftermath of our bed situation last night. We had to turn the front cabin into some sort of aircon box every half an hour by turning on the engine and blasting the aircon because it was so hot last night. So it's day 7 of our Italian road trip. We are leaving Bologna after only, what would you say?
We basically stopped for dinner in Bologna, which is pretty awesome. It was always just going to be a stop for the night this time round. We just were so desperate to try their Tagliatelle Al Ragu, and it was so worth the stop.
So tasty.
And I'm really happy that we managed to enjoy a really nice evening, just wandering around the town and obviously trying their famous food as well. We would love to come back, but I think we'll save that for another trip when we can actually spend more time around the city and do it properly. So we've already noticed since leaving the Dolomites just how different the temperature is here. It is so much hotter than up in the north. Even at night, last night at 8 p.m. it was still 33 degrees, so we had a really tough time sleeping.
We were so hot, it was unbearable.
So for now, we are on the move again, and we are heading further south to go and stop at our next destination, which is Florence.
Yay!
You ready to explore Florence?
We are, I am. Do we have everything? I do. Okay, so we found this spot on Park for Night app, which, look, there's a camera right there, so hopefully, fingers crossed, there's not going to be any issues. So we're going to take a 17-minute walk into town, and that end destination is the famous Duomo church, so we're very excited to finally see it.
How hot is it? Like 35 degrees?
It's about 34, 35 degrees right now where we are. We love just walking around the streets, almost getting lost, because although some of the main cities in Italy look quite similar in their architecture, strangely they also look quite unique to themselves as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they really do. We'll stay at this point and get some aircon.
Literally standing on the side of a building, and we're getting blasted with some cool air. We're here.
It is really overwhelming.
Grazie. It's fine.
Perfect.
And with a view. Alex is melting in the sun. You are forgiven because it is ridiculously hot right now. Iced cappuccino.
I need to cool me down.
For the madam and for the mister.
Oh, just do this.
When it's a 34 degree heat, 1:30 p.m. in the day, and you look at the price of an iced cappuccino and it's €7, you really couldn't care less. So we've made it to the Duomo in the heart of Florence.
It is really overwhelmingly beautiful.
You really have to see it in person to really kind of understand the intricacy of every little detail. Like, it's crazy.
So they started building this place in 1296 and it only took a couple hundred years to finish.
In 1436. Look, to be honest, we can't really gauge if it's busy or if it's not busy because we don't really know what it's like during like peak season. At the moment there seems to be a handful of people. I mean, it is the height of the day, but people are sort of coming and going. If you look at the cathedral now,
Pretty empty.
there's no one here. It's not as busy as we thought it was going to be, to be honest.
The other good thing is there's loads of different cafes and eatery options just around the square. Obviously you're going to pay a premium. You are in the heart of it. You've got views of the cathedral, but
It's worth it.
The phrase, "it's a small world," couldn't have been more true. We randomly bumped into Johannes and Vivian, who we've known on Instagram for the last few years, and we had no idea they were here in Florence. So of course, we decided to head for pizza and a few drinks.
it's going to rip the heart.
And Vivian has a lovely heart-shaped pizza. Here we are. Oh, that's a nice big glass. I like that. Thank you. It's good.
I don't want to be on camera.
Sorry.
I didn't want
Cheers! So that was such a nice surprise to bump into Johannes and Vivian. We've been messaging them over the past 3 years on Instagram. We literally randomly bumped into them in Florence. It was like, what are the chances? And we decided to go for a couple drinks, had some pizza and had a great time. So loud. I'm having to
And it's time to say goodbye to these insatiable.
Have I got toothpaste on me? Prego.
So, take some readjusting to get back to. I don't know. We also drank too much.
I was gonna say I'm wasted, which is must.
The time is 10:45 PM.
So it's 10:45 PM. So it's 10:45 PM.
But everybody's out drinking. I don't know.
But yeah, it just maybe because. Oh,
Ready to explore Venice? No, not Venice. Are you ready?
Go.
What is that? Sorry. It is the main heart of Florence in terms of. Did you say it?
Buonasera.
What is that?